So today we're working on a Walthers F7, I believe. We're gonna add some details to it, get it up and running again, because the bottom was kind of trashed. So we obviously got everything stripped. I got some donors here as well. So this one I'm just using for an example. But the way these trucks work, they have a little pin right there, or a clip, which is how it mounts to the frame. Unlike normal ones, which usually have screws, or this is an Ather, and they have like a cover clip that holds it to the frame. So the problem I was having was the original one was cut sheer off. And while I was looking at this, I don't know where this truck came from, but this one will work. It must have been in my parts box or something, because I was trying to figure out how to fix this one. Maybe just drill a screw through, because the gearbox is down below. So I should be able to just drill right into that upper portion and not hit the gears. But then this all of a sudden came around. So we're going to use this. So basically I got to get this drive shaft out of the way, stick it in, and then probably wire up a lead to the one side here. Because the way it works is it's got contacts to the wheels right there. You can just see them. So I just got to get a wire on this side. So we got the opposite side. So we'll go ahead and do that real quick. So I just sanded down our contact on the one side. So now we got a little bit better spot for solder to grab. Let's see what we can do here. I'll just throw a dab in there. You can see I just got a dab of solder in there. That's just where I'm going to attach my wire lead. Just like that, we got our second wire. So I used a little bit thicker wire this time, and it's black, but it'll do the trick. So we're just gonna sneak this on in there. Let's pry apart that opening again, and hopefully have enough room to get our drive shaft back in. Easy enough. We got one done. We just gotta find a spare drive shaft now for the other side. Got some right here. So that should be the right part. I think we're missing something. Yeah, I'm missing the end here, so I gotta find that. So, got the end. Now we're just going to stick that on the other side as well. And we should be getting somewhere. Okay, trucks should be good to go. Now we got to work on our motor here. So, for DCC, we're just going to wire a lead to each, because then the board's just going to sit on top, or whatever I end up using. Alright, just like that we got our two leads. So we'll go ahead and put this back together. Looks like the flywheel goes on this side where this nice little slot is. Let's stick these in here first. That one's going to be harder to get to, so I'll stick this one in. So this one goes right here. Okay, so all I'm doing now is I'm just going to run the wheel and make sure all the wheels are spinning, nothing's binding, anything like that. Everything's nice and smooth. Do a little bit of wire management here. So now I got 4 leads. I got 2 on each truck, and then I got positive, negative on the motor. So now I noticed that this is probably looks a little different than if you were to just take the cover off, because there's probably some lead framing work up top, but I already removed that a long time ago when I messed around with this. let's figure out what this board is. So I remember what this is from. I swapped out an Athearn a couple months ago. And this is the DC chip for it, but it has the exact same harness. So I can wire up the harness, and then basically I just need to order up, get another one of these. This is the DCC card. This is the DC card, but it's the exact same wire harness. So it'll be DCC or DC for the time being until I get another one of these, because this is going to be for a different project I'm working on a little bit. So pretty much we're just going to wire everything to this harness, get the lighting, all that fun stuff. Here's our diagram we're going to wire off of. So the next question is, where do we plan on having this? Because if those are long enough to go there, so we could probably cut the harness right about here. Probably would rather have it go this direction though, but our wire leads won't be long enough, so we're going to wire it like this. Right about here. Okay, we got those leads done. I got little flags on them in case they all need to be removed. Let's figure out the next set, which is going to be red and black. Red and black are going to be our leads to the rail. Alright, same deal. Throw some flags on there and we should be pretty much set to go. Alright, so we got our leads from the trucks, we got our leads from the motor. Now we just need to we can test it out right away pretty much. Alright, got it all hooked up. Goes front. Seems like it's running okay, so this is all good to go. We can start wiring up some lights and stuff. So the main thing going on here, there's a lot of stuff going on this cab. There's not a lot of detail, it needs to be repainted in some spots. But taking this apart absolutely sucked, and it caused the rear to actually crack. So I gotta glue that back into place, because it should be a lot easier now that I got the frame out of the way, because that was the main problem. I noticed here we got windows that need accessible lights. So I'll probably need to stick a light somewhere up here. For rear I'm not worried about so much, but the sides at least. And then the cab lights, probably gonna throw, well, one light in the middle should be able to be enough to bring up to the cab, so that should be okay. So the main thing I want to do is maybe drill some slots in this plastic up front, because instead of one LED I'd like to be able to squeeze two in there to give it kind of a authentic look to it instead of just one beacon. So I think I'm going to pop this out, drill some holes on the back side so I can fit two LEDs in there and then put it back on. So that's what it looks like now, and we'll go ahead and see what it looks like after. So LEDs I'll be using today, I believe they're 2mm. You get them from Amazon, you get about 10 or 20 of them for 15 bucks or so. And they already have the resistor installed too. So it's an LED with resistor. I got soft white. And you don't have to install the resistor. It's really just, you know, 2 solder joints and you're done. So we're gonna grab another one of these. Hopefully they're the same. This is from an older pack. It should be similar. And basically I'm just gonna have something like that in the hole. So 2 of them. So we gotta rip this bad boy out. It should just kind of pop out. Boy, that was tough little booger. Alright, that's out now. Thinking I'm just going to end up cutting this pretty much in half, because it doesn't need this much material to just go into the hole up front. Alright, well that didn't go to plan. We ended up cracking the front housing as I was making my way through, which is okay because it kind of wasn't a clear piece anyways. So what I'll probably do is just end up cutting a round piece of plastic and just put it over the hole here, and then I'll just have to make some kind of backing if it doesn't look good, so we'll see. So the question is, do we want the lights side to side or top and bottom? Alright, so this drill bit is roughly the same size as the hole here. It's slightly bigger, so I'm just going to take a piece of plastic, drill a hole through it so I got a template to work off of. And then we're basically just going to stick it on the piece of plastic again, and now I have something to trace. Okay, so we got my piece fine-tuned. I had to come around and cut some edges a little bit more to make it less sharp. Pretty much now we just need to put it on the actual piece. So I just need a little bit of super glue. Clean up any smudges real quick. And I think that will work for me. Now that we have that done, we can take our lights, probably throw some super glue on them right away, because basically I'm just going to super glue the edges of the lights so that they're glued together. So just throw a dab on there. Alright, those glued really fast. I wasn't really prepared for it, but that's okay. So I think we're going to go up and down. We fit it in there, and I'm kind of liking how that looks. I might have to straighten out a little bit, but basically I'm just going to glue these with hot glue, so I got some time to adjust it. So I'm just going to throw a bead of hot glue right down in here. Should be more than enough. Kind of be careful not to get it in the hole. Alright, that's what we're looking like. For some reason on the camera it looks off center, but it's pretty darn close. Let's get our cab light installed real quick. I'm just going to use the same LED. Honestly, these can all be wired just to the front light board or a constant light board, because it's going to be constantly on, so not a big deal there. So this one's going to be easy enough. I'm just going to mount it to right pretty close to where these are. And I'm just going to use some hot glue for that as well. So the lights are working, so what I'd like to do is get our DCC, my temporary DCC chip in, just to test them a little bit better, just because DC, you know, we got flickering. I don't want to see that. Plus I want to make sure I wired in the right direction, so we're going to see here. So I'll take my DCC board, and this will be just as easy once I get the actual board. It's just simply plug and play. So I got it hooked up on our DCC, and it's looking good. We're getting light everywhere I wanted it to, especially up front. Let's take a look here and see. I suppose you can't really see the LEDs when you got two of them in there. It's too damn bright. But if we turn it off, I just think it adds a little cool detail to it, having the two bulbs in there. So we'll get this all together and then we'll work on some details. So it turns out this is not the right frame. I thought this was, but it's not. So I'm gonna have to modify it just because I really want to get this one working. I really don't care for the Norfolk and Southern. So I probably just need to cut these corners, put them in a round. That should look good. I think this is backwards though. I think I gotta flip the frame, but that's not a big deal. So I'm gonna flip it and I'm gonna see what we need to do. So I got it all modified. I'm having to cut corners quite a bit, but I think it'll turn out okay. You know, I think I'm kind of concerned about is this coupler, because this might need to be shimmed down because it extends off the back a little bit, but we'll see. So currently I'm just kind of doing my details now. So I added some rails, handrails, as you can see here. And then I basically just took the rails off of this donor here. right here you can see. So basically I just cut basically that bar off right there, and then snip this down really low, and then snipped right here, and then you got a handrail right there. So I did 4 of those. I also added one right to the end there. Now I'm gonna paint up our ID number here, put some white, and then I'm gonna add some stickers on there just to make it look a little bit better. So unfortunately I don't have an A, but it'll be 310, you know, that'll be close. So that's what I'm doing now. Added some horns as well. I'm gonna have some touch-up paint. As you can see, we got white right there. I got touch-up paint down here anyways from where I had to modify the shell and all that fun stuff. So that's what we're doing now. Should be up and running in a little bit here. Should mention real quick, so using these decal stickers, I just like to sit them in a cup of water and just let them soak, because eventually what will happen is the paper will separate from the sticker, and the sticker will stay on top and the paper will just go straight down. Because then what you can do is you can just take a knife, snag one of them, you know, balance it on the blade, and you can just set it down on, you know, where you need it to go. And usually it'll kind of stick itself, but sometimes you can use some glue or something like that. Alrighty guys, after a bit of touch up, she is ready to go. See, that's the only concern I got, is its bump out right there. I don't have any couplers on this yet, but once we get them on, that's when it might look a little funny, but we'll find out. Let's get her on the track and see how she does. Things, amateur hour over here. I did all that work and I didn't even bother to clean the trucks and the contacts, so that was one problem. And the second problem, when I was in there, one of the motor connections was kind of loose because it kind of just fell off while I was in there. So now it's running pretty good. Keep in mind my track is a little dirty, so it does run a little touchy, but being a Walthers, it is a very quiet motor. Kind of surprised, being old too, but works great, looks great. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. I think it looks good. Some touch-ups I have to do yet on some spots where glue dried, and I still gotta get some paint on it, but see, it looks pretty good. So that's gonna cover for this video. I'm kind of just trying something new instead of just doing scenic. Maybe do some repairing. I got another engine coming in on Monday, so I'll probably do a quick little tutorial on that. I also got this fun stuff I gotta do. So basically I got a set of coaches here that I have wired with capacitors to keep the lights running, you know, when we hit track with dead spots. And this one is also wired with a sound card so that you can hear dining. So yeah, basically we gotta paint this to match the scheme of the one I'm getting on Monday, and then I also gotta kind of rewire these and paint them to match the Great Northern over there. These are kind of my first draft, I'll say. Basically I went from paper clip to actual wire to the trucks because it lets the trucks be a lot more free, as these are pretty tense. These work okay, but it puts a lot of pressure on the wheels so they don't spin as freely. And plus I also got different size wheels in here, so one side's 36, one side's 33, so that's not going to work well. So I basically got to wire up the trucks the same way as this, and then paint, basically just paint them. This one's the only one that needs work because I added an additional LED in here, and it seems to kind of bypass the actual capacitor because it doesn't stay running when I go over bumps. It just flickers. So I think because of that extra LED, it's causing issues. So that'll be another repair for another video, but that's kind of where we're at. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you learned something. Sorry I didn't go too much into detail with my accessories and stuff, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.